little hungry though.
Yeah, didn't make it away for a snack between matches.
I mean, I had some Tostitos, but that's not really food.
Oh, the shameless plug. Are you sponsored? I want to get
What?
sponsored by
Oh yeah,
Tostitos.
Tostitos. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, that'd be something.
Uh, wow. Either way, quickly burning through this draft. Holy crap, we're half done already. Tied Troll Batrider banned out by Rebeldes and the Juggernaut Axe. Ancient Apparition banned out by High Self-Esteem. AA, so not wanting to deal with that again. This time though, they grabbed the Vengeful Spirit Faceless Void combination right off the bat. Lion and Doom for Rebeldes. Scarth Mage also banned out. Oh, thoughts on the picks and bans so far, I guess?
Well, I think Faceless Void is a bit of a. We need something that's pretty safe.
Comfort pick.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be able to lock down someone and hopefully get some kills. They've already banned out the Troll, so they're not going to have that combination. Skywrath Mage isn't available. The AA isn't available. So 3 of the biggest combos to Faceless Void aren't there. And Tide as well is gone, so it's still going to be hard to... I mean, it's Faceless Void still, but he doesn't have some of his best buddies.
Yeah, it's heroes that come to mind when paired with Faceless Void. Death Prophet is one, so even if she's in the Chronosphere, it really doesn't matter. The Ghost's still going to do work. Witch Doctor available. Got to put the ward outside now, but maybe go for that as their secondary support. Depends how many eggs they want to put on the Faceless Void basket. Storm Spirit was banned out as well as the Skywrath Mage for the respective teams. And Shadow Fiend untouched so far, and I thought it might have been a hot pick or ban, but doesn't seem to be.
I really wouldn't be surprised to see it because, you know, they picked the Queen of Pain specifically to deal with the SF, so they could pick it. They should feel free to pick it again. They spent a lot of time trying to shut him down and just weren't able to do anything against him. So, I mean, if they do it again, I don't know what other ideas High Self-Esteem might have to shut down their mid laner. He's very good. He's very good.
HF. And we'll maybe see if they just pick something else, want to try something else. If they do have the 1-game advantage, having won the first game. So if they want to try something, maybe a strategy they've had, kind of, they want to test it out, see how it works and stuff to get a feel for it, or maybe a different type of hero combination. They do have that advantage to go for. Witch Doctor's going to be the
there
pick.
we go.
So there's your combo with the Void, and there's the Shadow Friend. So I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it, is their thought.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can... I don't know. I don't think you're fast enough to doom the Faceless Void when he jumps in. I don't think that's possible.
It depends what direction the Doom is facing. If Doom is facing the Void, you can get it off in time. If he has to turn like a full... I don't know if it's a full 180 or if it's like... If he has to turn more than 100 degrees, he can't. Kind of thing?
Yeah.
It's really close. Really close like that, but we'll see how they want to go, and maybe High Self-Esteem run something a little more their style. Maybe the co-op was just something they wanted to try in the first game, and they're looking to bounce back aggressively. Meepo was banned last game, was it not? Meepo with the Troll? No, that was the series. That was the game 3 of the previous series.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, you can't switch a Dota in a row. It all seems to blend.
Yeah. They're picking the purple and blue lineup versus the
red
and purple, so we can expect... No, just kidding. I hope that High Self-Esteem focuses on strong laning, because if they lose their laning stage again to the Shadow Fiend, it's going to be pretty difficult. I don't know what kind of a safer pick there is than Queen of Pain against the Shadow Fiend, though.
Seems to be what they're struggling with right now. Viper's pretty good up against the SF. They could maybe... It's pretty risky as well, but they could go for an Invoker and look to kind of push the Shadow Fiend around, or there's a lot more setup with an Invoker than it is with a Queen of Pain as far as follow-up stuns. They've got the Witch Doctor in the advantage. Don't worry about missing the fissures. And if they can get off a Tornado EMP into the Coconut or the Magic Missile, they'll be okay. But HSE, High Self-Esteem, they're going to grab the Centaur War Runner. So securing a pretty safe offlaner, one who can be pretty effective, just needs a Blink Dagger and can roam around. But we thought that about Axe. Didn't seem to work out quite as much, though.
I feel like Axe is a little bit... he's not as easy as Centaur, because Centaur, if you land that stomp, then you're golden. But Axe, you need to land the
the
You
call
need to
and get
land the
lucky.
call and then have someone help you.
Yeah, Centaur can do a lot more by himself. Especially, and I mean, again, this is another thing. Centaur can initiate easily without a Blink Dagger. Stampede in, so they can Stampede rush the Shadow Fiend, maybe force the creeps into the tower and pressure him. But I'm worried that High Self-Esteem are going to spend so much time countering out this Shadow Fiend that they forget about the other lanes. Silencer is going to be the pickup, so that is a that's tough. Going to cancel out Witch Doctor's ulti. If they see the Void leaping in, can pop the global beforehand as well, stop the Stampede initiation. And we'll see how they want to run that.
10 seconds.
The good thing about Centaur is that once he gets off his blink double or his stomp double edge, it's fine if faces Void chronos him.
He's already done his
at least
job.
they have that, yeah.
Viper banned out by High Self-Esteem. Don't want to deal with it again. And Viper Strike would be very good up against the Void. So now the question is this a core silencer or a support? And that's probably what High Self-Esteem are trying to think. And it's one of the nice things about picking up that silencer is you don't know what it's going to be, where it's going to be run, or how it's going to go. They can kind of make a mid-draft decision on it, and it's always very strong.
I think he's going to be a 5. I think they just want him for the
R.
to break up the team fight.
And I remember watching multiple pro games, and I think it was Alliance, and Ake was on Silencer, and they were pushing 5 as top, got into this huge fight. Silencer's just trying to slowly clear out creep waves, presses R, attacks some creeps,
5 seconds.
refreshes, presses R again, continues attacking creeps. His team crushes the team fight. It was kind of funny to watch. I mean, Razor's going to be the pickup there, so to get their mid laner, and this is one of the heroes that you think of as far as classic mids, and usually a little bit stronger than the SF. Can get the drain off and certainly hamper his ability to CS early, but the Raze is just so strong.
Yeah, they're not going to kill the Shadow Fiend with Razor, but Razor should at least be able to survive Shadow Fiend diving on him or something like that. But I think that, I mean, depends on how good your Razor player is. Shadow Fiend, I think, is a little bit easier. I find Razor like impossible to last hit with, whereas Shadow Fiend, he's got so much damage if he gets going early. I don't know if Razor provides enough to push Shadow Fiend off and stop him from building up those early Necromastery levels.
That, looks like you were right about the Silencer pick. It is going to be the 5 position Lycanthrope, the final grab, and this is the second Dire Lycan we've seen today, and the third one overall? Second Dire Lycan? Or were they both Radiant?
I think they were both Radiant.
Were they both? It's the third Lycan we've seen tonight, and interesting that he's kind of come back in popularity, so we'll see how they can run him.
Shadow Fiend not going to have as easy access to that small camp, but still has plenty of access to stacks to farm up. I expect the Silencer is going to be stacking for him again, and they're kind of just going to be running the same idea. They do have a ton of Silencer. They have Doom and Silencer, and then Hex and Stun. I mean, versus HSE, if they actually, we should probably introduce the teams before I just keep talking.
It's all good. Keep going with your train of thought.
We got, I mean, you get the jump in, you got a lot of team fight if you can get it off correctly, but there are a lot of key heroes that you have to lock down. I mean, if you don't get the Doom, then you have to get the Silencer. If you don't get the Silencer, you really have to get both of those, and then you have to worry about the Shadow Fiend, who can, it's like...
yeah, who do you focus on? It's very tough to start off, but I'll quickly introduce the Radiant. We've got Hoff on the Centaur Warner in the offlane. The Centaur is going to be played by Sneaks, or sorry, the Razor played by Sneaks. Streetlight's going to be on the Faceless Void. Pandamex is going to be playing his Vengeful Spirit, sporting a very fancy set. And Hotaras is going to be playing the Witch Doctor.
So on the side of Dire, we got Liposa playing Doom. Clock is actually going to be mid, it looks like, and they're going to safe lane the Shadow Fiend? No. Well, he's going to be sitting in the mid lane at playing Lion. And we have HFN playing the Shadow Fiend again, and Silencer. Played by C4T. I guess what they're doing is just using
blind to block.
Yeah.
Just gonna block the lane, let SF get off to get that early bounty rune, and really help himself out. And they get the one. Looks like both bounty runes being split this time. Faceless Void also grabbing one, but Plock getting off a decent block for his SF. Won't have the same problem he did last time where he went for the rune and then had very poor lane position. He was still able to come back, so it didn't seem to affect him a whole lot, but either way.
Yeah, I mean, this block is really good for HFN. He's now got the one creep on the hill, and yeah, he's pretty set.
Yeah, so we'll look to see. Actually going for Raze first to secure some CS. Gonna have that early bottle coming out for him already. And now level 2 can look to start getting up those Necromaster units, and does have the Howl to help out with last hitting. Look to see. Up in the top lane, though, it's going to be Hoff in trouble. Going to get some more damage going his way. It's not going to be enough. Man, he dropped very low. And that level 1 last word doing a lot of damage. Very strong nuke at level 1. Does 150 magical, as well as the Silence and Disarm. Now it's Laposa. Can eat a couple right clicks from the Witch Doctor, and kind of be zoned out, but so far Faceless Void doing fairly well. He's got 3 denies and 3 CS.
Now, did Hoff buy a salve at all?
I don't think so. I think starting with the Ring of Protection, Iron Branch, and the Tangos, that's all she got. So he's gonna be tough for him.
Yeah, I think it's he's really not gonna have much HP. Probably gonna have to go back to base and just gonna soak up whatever they let through.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for him. Right now, the Doom playing very far back, actually forced out of lane by the dual supports, the Venge and the Witch Doctor. Doesn't want to get stunned up and brought down, and he's going to rotate into the jungle. So they've got that for him at least. He will still be able to farm okay, but it's not going to be as ideal as if he was in the lane, soaking that experience. But Void's going to free farm now, so very looking better for HSE at least.
Yeah, I mean, a free farm Void is going to be a really nice thing to have. Hopefully he's able to maintain something and try to move into the jungle and get his Morbid Mask up early.
Yeah, get that Morbid Mask going. Maybe let Centaur come down and kill the creeps while he farms the jungle or something along those lines. And get Centaur that Blink Dagger at a decent time. Hopefully a better timing than the one the Axe had. And speaking of which, Centaur, he's level 1 still, moving around this mid lane. Not sure what he's doing, but he's going to be having a pretty tough time. Maybe they look to rotate onto the SF. Maybe not. Pretty tough kill to get, especially with the creeps where they are.
Yeah, they can. I think they're gonna go the long way, all the way around. They got Centaur has been pushed off the lane completely. Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna do, to be honest. But I think they may actually get this kill.
Yeah, they're gonna rotate through SF now, kind of coming up into the lane fairly deep. He's got the courier there. Witch Doctor's going to be there. The coconut's there as well. The drain isn't going to bounce back. It doesn't, but the magic missile's there as well as the minus armor. They're going to go raise 1, raise 2, but it's not enough. And first blood going the way of the Witch Doctor with that one. So nice play there and an excellent rotation coming up from HSE. Recognizing a threat and able to bring it down. It's also going to hurt him as far as his souls go. He went down there, and Hoff tanking creeps, just trying to get level 2. Poor guy. Having a rough day.
Yeah. Both offlaners getting having a really hard time. I'm really worried about the Centaur though, because I mean he's not going to be able to really do anything in the jungle. Even if he goes back to base, heals, and then keeps at it, it's still just not a good situation.
Whereas Doom, very strong in the jungle, even though it's not quite as nice in the lane. That Devoured, providing him with all the gold he needs, as well as the burst of experience whenever he eats something big, and then getting a decent passive from a creep can help out quite a bit. But
actually, he's even gone down to the lane again.
Yeah, so sees the supports rotated out, tries to rotate back in. Now he looks to go. Coconut's going to come out. Unfortunately, he does get off the stomp, so no follow-up there. If they'd gotten a bash, if he doesn't get that stomp off, he might have died there if a bash was to follow. He took a lot of damage from that first swing of the Void.
A lucky bash, yeah. Lucky bash would have probably killed him.
Bash Lords are sometimes real.
Yeah, I mean that seems to be a really popular thing in this patch, is getting a lot of people that can
rock the bash.
Yeah.
Centaur's rotated back up to the lane. He's going to find Silencer though, who's level 3. Not sure if it's something you want to deal with. Lycan is not going to come down to rotate on him, but well, either way, it's still going to be very tough for him to sit in lane. He's now level 2 though, going to eat a last word, and that's going to hurt. Does pick up the return. So maybe stay alive a little bit better, but the glaives are now up on Silencer, so the pure damage harass is there in the orb.
Yeah, and we're not going to see an SF that gets so huge this game, because they are using the jungle for the do.
They are still stacking it though. They've got both of these camps stacked up once, and now SF's going to rotate through. So they are still going to give him the gold, but Hoff or sorry, Laposa is going to grab some of the experience at least and soak that. I think he's just trying to refill his souls.
I think they just want to. They definitely just want to give him level 6. Once he gets level 6, then they are going to be aggressive again. So that was actually 4 camps.
That were
so
double
far.
stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doing a good job zoning that up. Just one more ogre to clean up, and then he'll probably head back to base. Doom gonna devour a centaur and back off as well. Lion's gonna sit in the mid lane. He's gotta be a little bit careful though. Doesn't want to get dove by the Razor, who does have a DD rune. But meanwhile, Void's still farming away. But this Lycanthrope and SF now has a lot of jungle
mid
CS.
lane.
So
They're jumping right on him.
gonna fly out. They need one more right click. It's gonna be there. Razor snagging it with that last zap. The DD rune proving effective, and now they're shutting down that SF. Doing a much better job this time and not giving anything up in return.
Yeah, they're not diving into the tower and tanking hits until the SF is able to raise them to death.
Yeah, Hoff still having a tough time though. Only level 2 still. Doom is almost level 5 and able to get a lot more experience. Oh, a little bit of all chat, maybe just a mistype there. Void and Lycan trading CS. Does Void? He's got his Mask of Madness recipe on the way. So he's only a few hundred gold away from picking that up, and he can find solo kills on either the Silencer or the Lion. If there's a little bit of follow-up from either if there's a Avenged Wave of Terror, he can probably get the Doom as well. SF might be a little bit harder with that armor.
They're going really aggressive here in the top lane. It looks like C4T is going to be dead.
Oh,
or
the beautiful Earth Spike coming out from Plock. Pot's now gonna go down. That crit coming out from the Wolf. Dropping the Witch Doctor, the minus armor, too much to deal with, and now Hoff in a little bit of trouble. Lycan's going to run all the way around, try and body block him out. Hoff does have a stomp if he wants to throw it out. Not doing it yet. There it is. But still, dropping very low. The body block from the Wolves and the Doom. Stomp from the Doom. That's going to be all she wrote for him. So they give up 2, unable to finish off that support silencer. And that was a huge commitment for just that, a support silencer.
Yeah, I was happy to... I mean, they felt like they were doing some pretty good work, but again, they just kind of dove a little bit too far with not enough for it.
Void now has that Mask of Madness finished off. Oh man, it's starting to get a little sleepy apparently. Sorry about that, guys. But he's going to continue to push in the bottom lane. Looking, maybe tries to force the tower. Hasn't done any damage to it yet. If he had picked up a Ring of Aquila, would have been able to probably knock it down by now, give the creeps extra little bit of armor and whatnot. But now finally going to do some work to it.
Yeah, actually, SF isn't as fast as the Faceless Void this time. I mean, he has more CS, but those are jungle creeps, which are generally worth less than the lane creeps.
There were a lot of the little white satyrs in and around the camps he was cleaning up. Void actually very aggressive, looking to see if anyone was rotating through. Gonna get scouted out by the wolves. Won't be able to find anybody. Witch Doctor as well, hanging out in the area. Let's see. Top lane Centaur is finally being left alone a little bit here. Starting to catch up, level 4 now. Unfortunately, though, still lower level than the Lion on the other team, and same level as the Silencer. So tough there. And CYS is doing very well for himself. Has that medallion. Gonna pick up a pretty fast Vlad's as well. Almost has enough for the Morbid Mask, and it's just 600 for the recipe and the Ring of Regen.
Yeah, I think they're waiting for Roshan. They're probably just gonna wait till... I don't know if he needs a Vlad's to be able for them to do Roshan. But they're just gonna go. They feel really confident against Hoff. TP reaction.
Gonna force them back, and Lycan not gonna have any problems getting away. Wave of Terror's there. They get off the stun, but Razor still has the link, so he knows where Lion's going. Doing a lot of damage. One more stun. Actually, oh, the right click was there from the Razor, picking up that kill. Now maybe they look to push. Lots of damage stolen by the Razor. Oh, mid lane.
And they get the SF.
They finish him off inside of the Chronosphere. I missed it, unfortunately, but Streetlight able to pick up a kill. Nicely done indeed.
So SF is not having the game he was having last time. I don't know, maybe they just weren't ready for them or didn't know, what they were up against. But this game they seem a lot more together, and it's not going to be quite as much of a steamroll. If any, I mean, we don't know yet.
No, it's still very early. Only 10 minutes in. Void is leading the CS, or sorry, the net worth at this point though, at 5K. Lycan's next up there at 4.3, and then it's the Razor at 4.1, followed closely by the SF at 4. Doom's not doing too far off either at 3K, and considering how rough the offlane was for both these heroes, he's probably pretty happy with that. They are smoked up, maybe looking to go into Roshan or dive through the jungle, see if they can scout anybody out, but for now it looks like that's going to be it.
Yeah, even with RBD's jungle efficiency, shall we say, they're not ahead in terms of gold. It's 1,000 gold lead actually in term for the Radiant. No, sorry, the Dire.
Yeah.
Never mind.
It's weird because the Dire is on the top of the map but on the bottom of the charts.
And the line is green.
Yeah. Streetlight gonna get hexed up. That said, the Stampede's there. He dodges the air spike. He might be away now. Nice job there. And meanwhile, the dual purpose Stampede, they dive the silencer in the top lane and bring him down as well. Off, now level 7, getting close to that Blink Dagger, and I mean, he's come back very well for himself. He's the same net worth as the Doom. They're going to be able to get this tower without any rotations going top. Void, watching out for the Doom, going to be okay. 19 seconds on Chronosphere, and this is going to be a top tier 1 going the way of the Radiant. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see how aggressive they want to go. Creep wave showing up. Catapult still on it. Should be easily picked off. Now Doom rotating
huge dive
through.
down the bottom lane.
Oh, Lion got bashed up in a lot of TPs and he's dead. Vengeful Spirit picking up the last hit. Void does have Chronosphere. Not going to be able to find somebody yet. Mask of Madness going to go forward. Does have a leap and gets very close. Going to Chrono the Silencer and he's going to do quite a bit of damage. Needs a little bit of follow-up as Mask of Madness wore off, but Razor's there to help him out. And a nice set of kills and a tower going the way of HSE. This could be a second tier 1 going their direction as well.
Yeah, I'm feeling like RBD's been a little bit too lax this game. They're like, oh, we won that game, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, that Lion dive was pretty silly, to be honest. And then they're just kind of like, yeah, we'll sit in our jungle and blah blah blah. But I think that they're like, oh wait, no, we have to actually get our heads in the game again because it's 7 against 2. They've lost 2 of their towers. They just took 1.
Yeah, Lycan's gonna go for the Metamorphosis. That said, Razor has a haste turn, but it's not gonna be enough even to keep up with this big bad wolf. And he takes quite a bit of damage and has to back off. Fortunately there though, Razor not able to get that kill, but able to zone him out at least. Oh, top lane Venge and Centaur pretty close. Oh, the blink doesn't come off, unfortunately off. Miscues that, and maybe it was cancelled. Didn't see if Doom had Scorched Earth on. He might have, and that might have been what canceled the Blink Dagger on cooldown for 2 seconds, so walked a little bit too close.
Even with the haste rune, I think it's a new Lycan ultimate that makes him go 650.
This was, yeah, a handful of patches ago that they changed that. It was because they nerfed him in that he's now got the shapeshift animation time, but he moves at 650 movement speed once he's shapeshifted. So it was kind of a give or take. It wasn't too much of a buff or too much of a nerf. Well, the way it worked out. Lycan almost has that Vlad coming out. We'll have it shortly, and then Roshan's going to be a target on the menu, I imagine.
Yeah, I really feel like they're positioned for this Roshan. They're just waiting for the ability to just go in and do that.
Streetlight going for the pure damage build. He's going to get scouted out here by the Wolves, but it doesn't really matter a whole lot. He's going to have a Maelstrom if he wants it, unless... I'm assuming it's a Maelstrom as he hasn't bought a Midas recipe yet. So we'll see in a little bit here, but gonna get all those procs and certainly help him blow up some of these squishier heroes in the Lion. Even the Shadow Fiend, pretty soft right now. Well, I guess he did go for the Strength Treads. He's also got an immense amount of gold in his inventory, saving up for that. What did
he just spent some of it.
Yeah, okay, so he's going for the Yule's build again. Yeah, it worked out well for him last time. And Yule's against Void is always good, but maybe not quite for what they want. Lots of pings coming out here in the mid lane.
We got a smoke in the mid for RBD.
Yeah, and they're gonna rotate through. It's gonna get broken. Panamix looks like he's gonna go down. The Stampede comes out. He does drop. Centaur's there though, double edge, and they're gonna get one. They go 1 for 1 in the mid lane. Now maybe they look to push. Lycan pops his ulti and is going in. Hoff taking a lot of damage, gonna get doomed. Razy starts to TP, buys out and drops down very quickly. Void not TPing in, but it doesn't matter. He had Chronosphere up, but wants to finish that Maelstrom beforehand, and Pause comes out. Shadow Fiend, apparently there's some issues. Not sure what's going on there, but
probably just some lag.
Yeah. Doom's got that Midas up and running, so It's one of those things, so... Looks like they're good to go.
Oh boy.
Oof.
I don't know about that.
Dynamics is being quite salty. Gee. That's a little rude. Oh well.
They're not winning the sportsmanship award, but they're back. They're still in this game. They're actually leading this game in terms of momentum. I mean, XP and gold is pretty even.
Yeah.
But I feel like the momentum is... Well, it was until that last fight where they did 2 for 1.
Yeah, it looks like Void, he's got his Maelstrom picked up now. It's coming out on the Crow form, and this is when you want to start seeing your Void going for the solo pickoffs and really trying to push that. But the upside of Maelstrom is it's not just a killing item. Like, if you went for a Crystallis instead, well, it's arguably more damage. If you're not getting those pickoffs constantly, it's definitely not as good, because you cannot, it doesn't help you farm that much faster. But those lightning procs certainly do.
Yeah. All I'm thinking right now is I hope that I hope that they're not trash talking and then just getting stomped in 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's kind of tough to see. Seen that before at some of these lower tier tournaments with these new teams. They get a little bit salty, not quite the professionalism that we see at the higher levels.
Yes, because that's really good.
On a side note, did you see Chuan after they lost to Secret last night?
Oh, he's so bad. No, I didn't see what he does.
Yeah, after they lost, he types in all caps, best Dota2, and then instantly DCs after typing GG.
Who is that, the Secret?
Yeah, it's a Secret. Oh, Stampede's going to come out in the mid lane. Coconut's going to fly through, connects with C4T. They're going to lose their Lion. Not going to go any deeper, though, and a very aggressive, very violent Stampede coming up for them. They get a kill, and they should be able to turn into a tower with no Lion to follow up. And we're going to have to split push. Void's also there, waiting in the wings.
He gets the deny with the wolves.
What a player. Jeez. Oh, man. That's got to be frustrating if you're HSE. Maybe now they look to Roshan, though.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, they're going to go into Roche. He gets pinged out. They do have the vent there. She does not have a medallion just yet. It's on the Crow, but with the S5, they should be able to bring it down pretty quick. Hoff's going to TP out. Lycan's trying to push this. Hoff can go for the blink stomp if he wants to. Hasn't done it yet. Actually, he's not going to go for it at all. He gets chopped up by the wolf. Shadowfiend's there. He's going to get deleted now. He comes down, almost dies, gets the stomp off. No Stampede to get away, though, and he's going to drop. Roshan does go down, raises the Razor, TP's in. Man? Yeah, he comes in at the last second, and he's going to drop. Maybe the wolves. He pops his ab. There it is. And he does go down. They do give up Roshan, but now Void goes through, and hoping for the bash. The swap's there, though, just at the last second, and they get a kill on the Lycan. So they get Roshan, the Lycan, lose the tower, and raise their Centaur. Not great, but at least they got something out of it. Oh.
So they got 3 out of it. I don't know.
Oh.
I was just surprised because Razor jumped in and there was no one else there.
I wonder if his TP was longer than he thought it would be after the Centaur already going in.
Yeah.
That's my only guess. But either way, Laposa looks like he picked off the Witch Doctor. Doom was used, though. I mean, Doom on a Witch Doctor, get a kill. It's pretty early. It's not like using... It's like before 20 minutes, I feel like using ultis like Black Hole, Ravage, Doom, even some of these longer ones, Echo Slam, getting a solo kill is fine, because being one hero down lets you take these outer towers like that and unable to defend and different things like that. So it's not the biggest deal. And Doom, obviously not the longest cooldown, so...
Yeah, before 20 minutes, it's a snowball type of thing. It doesn't matter who you kill.
Just gotta get someone.
Yeah.
Black
Hole, questionable, you know.
Yeah. It depends who you kill, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's how often do you get more than one person in a black hole before 20 minutes, though? Because usually, often Enigmas go with like don't rush blink. They go for mechanism or things like that early now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of whatever. But one thing to comment on is SF does have that blink dagger ready as well as 1800 gold, and they want to defend this tower. They're not cheaping to the tier 2, but they aren't coming in. Centaur's got his ulti up. Chronosphere is there as well. Where is Void? He's all the way bottom, though. Oh, here's someone go up into Yules, and unfortunately doesn't quite land it. Sneaking is going to get swapped away. Still alive for now. Witch Doctor trying to keep him alive. The sun comes out. Stampede to follow up. Coconut's going to bounce through. Not doing a whole lot. Doom kind of in an awkward position, but they're just hugging each other. They want to back off. Everything down. Silencer goes down at some point as well. I didn't see to whom, but Void's there, gets a nice chrono onto the Doom. Mask Command is popped, Magic Missile for a little bit extra damage, and they're going to bring him down. Nicely done. Streetlight gets a good Chronosphere, has that Aegis still if they want to go, and they can pressure this tower quite easily.
Yeah, I mean, the mech that they have pretty much brought back all of the health that Razor had lost in that ultimate jump.
And the 3 points up in Voodoo Restoration, doing a good job keeping everybody strong. The sustain is very good coming out for HSE, and they take another tier 2. Lycan trying to TP, or sorry, push top in. Razor's going to TP up there though, and not snowballing quite as hard as they did last time by any stretch of the imagination. HSE, they look in control of this game. They look a lot better poised and not making the same kind of diving mistakes that they did last time. Very controlled coming out for them.
Yeah, I think they really just were over anticipating their
underestimating their opponents.
That's it.
I help.
There we go.
I'm here for you, buddy. Don't worry. I knew what you were trying to say. So they're going to continue pressuring this top lane, pushing it out as 3. Witch Doctor almost has the eggs, 400 gold away from it, and even before level 2 ulti, I mean, Witch Doctor as the 5-role support. Looks like Venge has been getting a little bit more. Actually, no, they're both dirt poor. Never mind. Witch Doctor is the one getting a little more love. They're gonna be able to do quite a bit of damage in combination with this Void ulti soon. And Void's got a Ring of Bassi and a Mithril Hammer. Oh, that's his casual Bassi, in the. I understand now. It all makes sense to me. It's just his casual Bassi. He's going for the BKB. No, BKB out with the Silencer ulti, not a bad thing. He dodged everything from the Lion as well as the damage from the SF. And the only thing that would go through it is the Doom. Well done. Just has to make sure he doesn't BKB then leap in and get globaled.
I mean, both team. It looks like RBD is looking to find what's split pushing.
Yeah,
They're actually a lot slower though.
Yeah, the Lycan hero isn't there, and the Glyph was forced out bottom. They're gonna back off after taking that. They took it pretty quickly, and Venge is here now. Can try and start. Oh, she's gotta be careful though. Gonna get Yules. SF gonna start channeling the ulti. Actually cancels it. Another TP comes in. He's gonna get stunned up. The Witch Doctor's there. The finger comes through. Lion staying strong. SF trying to get out. Beautiful chrono by the Faceless Void. He's going for the Lion first. Witch Doctor ulti. Too far away. Not channeling onto the Shadow Fiend. Now he needs a bash. Can he get away? SF does have a Blink Dagger up, and he's gonna be all right for now. They can't get into the trees. Maybe a little bit of a misplay there, not going for the SF first. Instead, go picking the Lion, but either way, they do at least get one. The tower did drop, though. A little bit of a mistake there.
I mean, if they didn't get the Lion, I mean, if they got the SF without the Lion, that would have been fine. I don't know if he could have really gotten him, though. Was there anyone? Yeah, he probably could have done it.
Razor was there as well, and then he wouldn't have had his Blink Dagger off cooldown as he blinked out of the Chronosphere. So a little bit unfortunate there, and it was just a little bit too short. The Witch Doctor Ags was, if you look in the bottom lane, the Chronosphere was like this. Witch Doctor dropped the ulti there, but SF was all the way on the far edge, so it needed to be put down a little more like that. I like diagrams, sorry.
Right.
But nonetheless, Doom now has a Blink Dagger of his own, has an Ogre Club as well. Not sure if that's an Ags or if he's going for the BKB. We'll have to wait and see. Lycan picks up his Necro U3 as well. So more push potential coming out for them, and we'll see how it goes.
Has they used silence? I mean, I haven't.
It was on cooldown once, but I don't remember it. Yeah. SF going for the Yasha this time. Afterwards, not going. What was his build last time? He had the Yules, Blink, Treads, and then was it Mantis?
He had Boots of Travels actually.
Boots of Travel, that's what it was. This time he's got Treads. Now the Stampede comes out. There's the Global up on the top lane. Stomps the Void. He can't get the BKB off. He's got Chrono in 10, but Lycan's just too fast. Not going to be able to chase him down. He's going to have to back off. Now Shadow Fiend roaming through. Might find the Razor. Does he want to go for it? Requiem is off cooldown. He's trying, but unfortunately he gets purged, and Razor's not going to go down. Now it's him who's in trouble. Venge trying to get in range. Not able to get there for the swap. Only level 1. And that's a very slow Eventual Spirit as well, only with the brown boots.
So I mean, the net worth now kind of shifting in turn for the Dire. They're starting to
snowball.
They're starting to bring everything back.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lycan is definitely a better split pusher than anything on HSE's side. If the HSE really wants to go and take the team fights, I don't know if they're ever going to get that big opportunity to do so, though, because
Yeah.
RBD has a lot of counter initiation with the silencer, so they can make sure that their Lycan gets out and all that kind of good stuff.
True, all true. Razor now has that Ag Scepter, so if they get to a building, the only outer tower left is the bottom tier 1 for the Dire, but if they can get to a tier 3, they can really force them back now with this Razor ulti. And if he goes Ags as well, or sorry, not Ags, if he goes for the Refresher Orb, could do a lot of work. Shadow Fiend might spot out the Venge here. If Terra flies through, doesn't cancel the Blink, they're going to be okay just to walk away.
They do put a Midas up on the silencer, so they do want him to have some kind of semblance of farm. Probably going to go for an Ags and then late game. They're really vying for the late game in all these things. They have 2 Doom with the Hand of Midas. That's pretty standard.
Yeah. I'm almost not sure if you just go for the Refresher on silencer. Like, if you're not looking for the damage from Curse of the Silent, you just go for the Refresher, as the Ags no longer increases the duration, just reduces, or just adds the damage on it. So I don't think Ags is that good on silencer anymore. They nerfed it pretty hard with that less.
It looks like they're going to get a freer tier 2 tower here, Lycan. Yep.
The Necro unit's able to finish that one off, even getting the last hit on it with the Red Warrior. So now they're looking to go. Streetlight pops the Mask of Madness, pressuring forward very aggressively, sells that 10-second BKB. Centaur's going to TP mid. Void's going to stick around, though. He's got Witch Doctor in the back. Actually, Witch Doctor's going to TP out, and they're going to look to defend this tower. So, forced back by the split push of the Lycan and his minions, and able to maintain that tier 2 in the bottom lane.
So that's definitely a win for RBD. They get a tier 2 tower and push back a 5 ball just by having more split push.
Streetlights, what is he going to go for next? I mean, he's already got a defensive item in the BKB and the power tread, so he's fairly tanky. Obviously, with Mask on, he takes that extra damage, but without it, he's going to be pretty tough to deal with. But maybe now look for something like a Chrysalis or finish off the Mjolnir. Not too sure what he wants to go for. I think going for the Chrysalis wouldn't be too bad.
We do have a Witch Doctor Ags.
Yeah,
so that's going to be pretty big.
Not going to find the Doom. Doom doesn't push up, and his Lycan Wolf doing a lot of work. Doom actually blinks in. The finger's there as well. No backtracks coming out. The Global as well. Streetlight, he's going to be dropping and needs all the backtracks in the world. Not going to get him. One last auto attack from the line. Not even sure what he does. Little magic ball thing. Goes out, finishes off the Faceless Void. Up top, Witch Doctor might be spotted out by the Lycan. Gonna be a little trouble. Ulti's gonna be popped out. Yules comes out from the Shadow Fiend. Razor pops his ulti and looks to go. Raze does connect. Witch Doctor throws out the coconut. Witch Doctor dropping very low. Channels the Death Ward, but drops so quick. Now Lycan going on the Razor. Not gonna be enough. He's out of mana though, and they're just gonna back off. Nice little bit of teamwork there. The Yules so Lycan can get in range. And that's gonna be
the graph looks pretty funny if you open it up. I mean, they're really being way more efficient with their farm, RBD, and that's really showing in the momentum shifting down to their way. Picking off a Faceless Void is really huge. Getting a Witch Doctor without losing anyone. And then taking the free farm jungle off of that, getting stacks even.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good for him. Roshan's up as well, and I mean, Lycan, probably one of the quintessential Roshan killers next to Ursa. What do you think about just taking it constantly now? He can go for it again whenever he wants to, as there's no way HSE have the map control to contest this. Yeah, they want to. Pandemix wants to go. A little bit worried though. I think that might be a bit of a mistake, especially if one of them gets picked off here by the Shadow Demon. Shadow Fiend, sorry.
I think they know something's happening with the Roshan, or maybe they're going to go do it themselves. They're smoked themselves up. Yeah,
they must have an inkling that it's happening. A couple of them going to get scouted out by the Lycan Wolf, but the rest of them are smoked up. And they're going to go in there. Void just walks right in. Oi, the balls. If they manage to pull this off, it's going to be unreal. And you know what? I don't think they know this is happening. As
they have to.
They will now. They're going to ping it out. Look at the pings. They know what's going down, and they're going to start converging very quickly. It's dropping fairly quick now with Avenges there. They've got a Razor Illusion out here scouting, and Shadow Fiend in the backside getting attacked by one as well. He's visible. Look to see, there's not a lot they can do. Roshan's going to go down. They give it up, but now the Global comes out. Doom blinks in, gets the Doom off on Void. He picked it up, though, so it might be a little bit wasted. He's just going to fight. Witch Doctor channeling the ulti from deep in the pit. Going to do a lot of work. Holy crap, they're all going down. We lose Venge and the Razor, as well as the Lion and the Lycan. Now SF trying to escape away. Still Doom up on the Void. They end up going 2 for 2, and everybody makes a quick exodus of the Roshan pit. Silencer now trying to get away. Shadow Fiend rotating through the mid lane, tries to push it out. Void searching for him though. Not going to be able to find him. Doesn't have the mana for a Chronosphere, and going to have to back up.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of weird that they decided to go in after that. Yeah, I don't know about it.
Oh, Senta. They bring down the Silencer. Pandemix had a missed chat wheel call, and unfortunately threw it the GG, but he apologized for it very quickly. So it should be alright. Bill, Dota2.ca. Very understanding. Sometimes that happens, especially when you've got trying to throw out the Roshan now in the quickly in the wheel.
Right. Yeah, you got to take that good game well played off of the wheel.
Yeah, it's a little bit tough. I don't believe that's one that starts the insta GG. It's got to be the typed GG.
Does it?
I believe so. I don't know. I don't play a whole lot of matchmaking or team matchmaking. I cast more Dota than I play now. It's kind of sad.
I don't get to play. I barely get to play Dota at all. I mean, I get like 1 day a week where I can actually play it.
Yeah, tomorrow's my day off, so I'm gonna be playing a lot tomorrow. I'm excited.
No, sweet. Yeah, I might be having to drive to work through a snowstorm of like 2 to 3 inches an hour, 1 to 2 inches an hour, maybe.
That's unfortunate.
Find out.
Centaur, he's got the blade mail. Had it for a while, I'm sure. Look to do some, maybe return some damage with that. Lion? Oh, no, he's gonna be okay. Wasn't sure what was going on there. He's dropped a little bit. Or either way. Pandemix, what's he doing? He's level 11 now. Does have that second swap, or the second point in swap, I should say. Streetlight still standing strong. Is going for the Chrysalis, and gonna be able to dish out a lot of damage now in these Chronospheres if he gets the bash, or sorry, the crit as well as or the bashes. And they're going to look to pressure this tier 2 again. This is the second time they're doing this. They do have the Aegis this time. And last time the fight went fairly well for them. They went 2 for 2. Aegis wasn't used, and Void was able to tank the Chronosphere. They didn't want to go Hoff. He's got Stampede up as well. Fairly tanky, as he's got the casual Vitality Booster. Ulti from Razor not going to get used. If they can save it and save a lot of their spells, maybe look to push, they'll do alright. That said, they're buying a lot of time. Lycan, he's going to be down here. Who's TPing back? It is the Vengeful Spirit. And Lycan pops his ulti, gonna do a lot of damage. The global comes out as they initiate, and it looks like Razor's gonna survive for now. Unfortunately, no one dropping just yet. Streetlight is gonna go down, but that's just the Aegis. He can look to turn this around. Razor's still alive on the backside. Might be going down now. No, he's gonna be okay. Void comes back, gets the Chronosphere off, as well as the BKB, but not able to do enough damage to the Shadow Fiend. He walks away. So defensive Chronosphere used, and they only lost the Razor and the Aegis right now. In the bottom lane. Oh, he's gonna get Yules. Now he might be in a little bit of trouble. There's gonna be a Hex there. He's gonna get turned into a fish. There it is. And Streetlight, he's gonna be dropping. There he goes. Lycan there to help out. They lost their tier 3 as well and weren't able to get a fight going there either. So very difficult situation for them.
Yeah, they had plenty of vision of the Faceless Void, obviously, because he was right under the tower, and the blink in from Doom was much faster than the Faceless Void was able to react to. Starting off the initial Doom for silencing him, and then followed up by the Silencer's silence.
Yeah, and SF now has that Butterfly as well, so very tough for the Void to kill him, even inside the Chronosphere. Maybe not wishing he, instead of the Chrysalis, he had gone for the MKB, but Butterfly doing a lot of work for the Shadow Fiend, as well as just giving him that extra base armor to work with from the agility. And he just clicks so hard now.
He does, and I don't. You probably just said it, but yeah, he's gonna be survive a little longer in the Chrono, so not really the best Chrono target anymore.
No, not like before when he was pretty squish. But they're still in this. They have to be very careful every time they try and push that bottom tower. Lycan just split push the top like he does. He's now got an Assault Curious as well. So not looking to team fight and just looking to push around. He's gonna pop his ulti and send the minions away. Not sure. I guess it's only a minute cooldown on his ulti, so not too bad there. Lion rotating through with a haste rune. Not gonna be able to find anybody.
Well, the name of the game is Split Push, and we didn't. I don't know if we mentioned it, but the tier 3 tower went down while they were doing that. While they even lost that team fight, didn't even get the tier 2 tower.
Yeah, it was a very good trade coming for them. And oh, Void not gonna find or go on the Shadow Fiend. That said, he might get spotted out. Nope. Not going to. Blinks away after farming up the Ancients. And they're sitting here smoked. They're trying to be very aggressive here and find some sort of a pick-off where they can maybe take a tower, but unable to as of yet. Lycanthrope still pushing the bottom lane, and he pushes so quick now with this Assault Cuirass and the Vlads. The aura from him is the aura damage is very strong. But HSE, they want to do something a little different. They're going to push out the mid lane. Lycan's not in a position to damage any objectives right now, and RBD are very spread out. This is going to drop very quick. They don't have a glyph either. Razor's ulti going to do a lot of work. They might give up some racks here with a little bit of a misplay. Doom's going to go and gets it off on the Void, unfortunately for them. Velvedeth comes out as well. Stampede's there, and Laposa gets this net on. Witch Doctor is going to drop to the SF on the backside. Finger connects onto the Razor. He's still alive. Global Silence comes out. Hoff taking some right clicks from the SF. Going to be okay. They're still chasing the Razor. Need a couple more swipes to finish him off, and they should be there. Lycan going to be able to chase him down and get the kill as well. Void did live the Doom and was able to get himself out and away.
They needed like a Lincoln's on Void. I mean, he's just getting styled on with these. He's not getting anything off.
No, he needs to sit so far back as well. It's absurd, but he's just sitting too far forward. Doom always able to blink in and go on him, and it's very, very tough.
I still feel like RBD have HSE's number. They know what they're doing.
Oh, and with the
they can
Scotty
kind of
now
predict it.
on SF, Scotty acquired.
Yeah,
Confirmed.
top 3 net leaders. SF, Doom, Lycan. Yeah, I mean, that's hard to deal with.
Yeah, and if you look at the gold and experience graphs, it's just like a slow, kind of stayed even for a very long time, and then just kind of dipped down to about 15,000 gold and 14,000 experience in favor of the Dire. So we'll look to see. Hoff still trying to get towards what I can only assume is a heart, but not there yet. And still quite a ways off. Void, he's got 2,100 gold in the bank. He needs to start thinking about that MKB, but maybe just finish the data list and hope. We'll have to wait and see. Razor doing all right though. Has picked up an assault here, so lots of minus armor and physical damage coming up for him. If they can only get to these buildings, they did take out the tier 3 in the mid lane at least, and did a minute amount of damage to the range racks.
It is good that they're pretty even in terms of towers. Just one more tower on the side of the Dire than on the Radiant. And it looks like they're smoked up, and they're gonna try. They're not actually gonna find anyone over here. Their ward vision is pretty weak. They only got one on the way here, but the Dire's warding has been pretty good. They got the full vision of the river, and actually no, they may find the Doom.
Yeah, if they can maybe initiate onto him for once, they might go okay, but it's going to be 2 ships passing in the night as neither team sees each other. Hoff actually following the Doom in. They ping him out. Void not going to go for the leap. They're going to spot him right now. Void can go for it. He blinks away too fast. At least he didn't cast the Chronosphere. I've seen that a couple times the other day. There was a few handful of Lotus Spheres coming out. It was pretty bad.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah, this is, that was pretty good, being able to blink out there and juke him around.
And now they're going to group up as well. They see the Void. Doom's not there though. He's gonna. Oh, he already used Time Walk. The Blink Hex comes up from the Lion. SF's there. Oh man! Everything used on that Faceless Void. Poor guy. He just ate the kitchen sink. Now it's Hoff who's in a lot of trouble. He's gonna get out the stomp, but it doesn't matter. SF's just gonna clean him up, and he's still got Requiem. 2 dead. They have buybacks. They might as well spend them now. They can look to turn this defense, but they're gonna need it. Void's keeping very aggressively. Goes forward. Doesn't throw the Chrono. Ends up throwing it out for a solo Lycan's throw. He pops his BKB. They're gonna be able to pick him off. Now Centaur not able to get the kill. Double Edge comes out, and oh, Silencer just living. They only get the Lycan. Now they're gonna have to push. But
I'm kind of surprised that the SF didn't use the Yules on the Faceless Void.
He BKB'd.
Oh,
Couldn't.
right. Okay.
He popped it right as he went in. So it was a good call there. Otherwise, I'm not sure if they would have even got the Lycan. They might have gotten turned on.
I do think that is enough for them to be able to take this tower, though.
At least force the buyback.
Racks.
At least force the buyback.
Yeah.
Razor's ulti will be up in 25 seconds, so a lot of work there. And
But the ultimates are blown.
yeah, that's the only thing. They have nothing. Global is down at least though, so is Finger. And that lone range creep's going to be all they need to start breaking the base. Doom goes in, and the Stomp comes out as well. The ulti channel connects onto 2, and they're going to look to turn. The mech comes out, still alive. Sneaks, is he going to drop? He does. Void's able to leap himself out of there. Hoff still standing. Stampede's going to come out on that nice short cooldown. Now they're looking, almost gets the courier. Looks like they're going to back off. They're searching for the Void, though. I hear someone caught with a Yules in the mid lane. That's the Witch Doctor. Coconut comes out, it does connect, but he's going to be dropped down by the SF. And looks like it's going to be a 2-for-0. Not even a buyback needed. That hoof stomp from the Doom. Very nicely done. Beautiful follow-up.
Yeah, I guess all they needed was the SF ult.
Yeah, and man, did that clean them up. Void almost going down to it as well as the Razor. Razor in the end did end up falling, and now they don't have buybacks. Well, they do on the Witch Doctor. Chronosphere is up, so they have another chance. Lycan's coming through the bottom lane. This is might turn into one of those games where it's one team wins a fight, pushes mid, loses the fight. Other team pushes mid, and back and forth until one team finally collapses or runs out of buybacks. So they can't afford to lose the Void or the Centaur here. Razor does not have buyback. It is on cooldown. The Blink Stomp double edge comes out. Chronosphere connects only onto the Lion. It was so close. Global comes out, and he's taking too much damage. He goes down to the SF. A lot of work coming up for him, and that might be GG as they lose the Hoff as well. The Witch Doctor going to drop. Buyback from the Venge. Going to look to swap somebody. Saves the Razor, but that's going to be Rax. Maybe they don't GG yet, but that's the beginning of the end for HSE. 4 guys. Now Venge going to be going down. Saved by the mech, but now Razor in a little bit of trouble. Starting to trade with the SF. It's not doing too bad. Clock's there. Gets the Earthspike off. Dodged by the finger. Stomp connects. If they want to go, they're dropping pretty low. They did take the lane of Rax. Doom's still very strong. Geometry Strike is down. SF ulti does a huge amount of damage to the Razor. And now they can look to go in the mid lane. Lycan already there doing work. Necro units on cooldown. But with all these hard hitters up and running, this is going to be a mid-set rack and probably mega creeps coming out for HSE. Doesn't look like they're willing to tap out though.
Yeah, HSE, they had the momentum. But actually, sorry, what I meant to say is when they had the momentum, they were really only breaking even, and that wasn't enough for this team because the Lycan was, split pushing, everything like that.
And looks like that's going to be a GG. Well played coming out. The game's over. Witch Doctor do coming out from him. Poor guy. GG, well played for high self-esteem. They played fairly well, much better in that second game than the first. They were a lot more coordinated, and they played a fair bit better, but unable to bring it out. And they end up going down 2-0 and are unfortunately eliminated from the Dota2 Canada Cup Season 4 qualifiers. Rebeldes, they performed very strong and were able to advance 2-0 quite convincingly in both games off the back of a very impressive Shadow Fiend performance in the first game and just a solid all-around performance in the second game.
Yeah, and we look at it again. I mean, Shadow Fiend has the 720, GPM. I mean, he really, really comfortable on that hero. So good game, well played, and I enjoyed casting. So
yeah, and where can the people seem to follow you and find you and all that good stuff?
At loveisdead_Dota on Twitter.
Thank you very much for joining me for the casts today, and we're going to be doing some more of this coming up throughout the week. I think me and you have 1 or 2 more games scheduled.
Unfortunately, I can't make the 5th one. I think he's rescheduling me, but it's hard for me to get home from work at that time.
Well, it was a pleasure to cast with you, sir, and thank you very much for joining me.
No problem. I'll try to join again.
Sounds good. And myself, you can follow me at WolfDota on Twitter, Twitch, and you can check out my YouTube channel at WolfDota for the VODs of the games I cast as well.